This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Theater West for the world premiere of Our Man in Santiago. Hi, this is Ashton Marcus here with Broadway World, and I'm here with
Charlie Mount. I directed Our Man in Santiago, had our opening night tonight.
So question, why did you decide to do this piece?
It's funny, it's smart. I like funny and smart. I like plays that play up to the audience, that assume that you're sitting in the seats there and you are the smartest people in the world. And it's a very intelligent play. It's a very timely play. Even though it takes place in 1973, it still has a lot to say about today's political situation, about American adventurism and the value of American intervention. And it's a wonderfully written play. It's very directable. When I read a play and I look at the text and I ask myself, can I really play around with this? And Mark Wilding, who wrote the play, fantastic writer. There was just so much material here, so much to work with. There's so much fun for the audience. It's a comedy, it's a political thriller, it's a spy drama, all kinds of things that I love. And we had a great cast and just had a ball doing it. Really had a ball doing it.
I haven't been to Theater West in a while. In fact, I think we missed the Trump administration.
Did we? Possibly. Yeah, well, we missed at least, actually this play opened in March 2020, and we only had 2 performances. We had to cancel the show because of COVID. So this is the first thing back at Theater West in a year and a half. So a lot has happened in the last year and a half that we've missed. But we're happy to be back. We're happy to be doing the show again. And I got to thank Theater West for keeping the set up for 18, 19 months, waiting for us to come back. It's the longest standing set in Theater West history. So, I very much appreciate that.
Yeah, but back about the piece again, it reminded me a bit of the Trump administration. As a journalist, I make it a habit of not having an opinion of the current president. So now I can actually talk about the Trump administration, because I wouldn't talk about it.
Because he's not the current president now.
Exactly. But this reminded me of that. In a sense, it was kind of like, it was show. Back then, it was really theater. The politics wasn't what happened, it was what they told the people. That's what they did, and that's what this was. That reminded me a bit of the Trump administration too, but this piece kind of nailed it on the head that it's not. It's kind of like, well, they say the winners tell the story. You know what I mean?
That's very true, but I think you can go further back. I mean, you can go back to the Truman Doctrine after World War II, the idea of stopping communism at its borders. You can go back to the Sandinistas and the Reagan administration. There are a lot of parallels in American history towards American intervention in the world, and particularly in the last century, in the 20th century. This play takes place in 1973 during the CIA-backed assassination attempt and successful attempt of Salvador Allende, the president of Chile. He was a communist leader that Nixon did not like. So yes, the idea that Americans can press their version of democracy upon the world might be something that Trump administration did, but I would argue that every president, at least since World War II, has felt exactly the same way.
Well, I loved the performance. I loved the show. I thought it was funny, appropriately funny, and seriously, appropriately serious. And it also reflected a lot of my opinions about politics, and it reflected a lot of my opinions about women, because I thought the most competent person was actually the woman, and she got nothing in the end.
It's very true. It's very true. I mean, this is a woman, not only is she a woman, but she's, I don't want to give away anything about her, but the woman in the show is, there is much more to her than you first you think, and which is a nice surprise. But yeah, this is a woman in 1973 in Latin America, so it's in South America, excuse me. So yeah, there's a lot of surprises to who she is and how competent she is and what she's all about, and that also attracted me. The play, it was a complicated female character, and I appreciated that.
Okay. Once again, love the performance, love your direction. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with Broadway World, and I'm here with
George Tovar, playing Jack in the show. He is the evil part of the CIA, the dark side of the CIA. So try to embody that as best I could. And, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say he's the dark side. I'd say this is what you're supposed to be. He is what you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, the other guys are basically not doing their job.
I like your way of thinking. That's what my character thinks. I mean, he's thinking what he's doing is correct in the right way, but it's that dark side, and Mark captured it in a comedy so amazing. Mark Wilder, the writer, and just was like he captured the writing. I saw that right away. I was like, okay, got to present this thing real and yet in a humorous way. So, really good writing.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, they see an intense comment on like the political situation that happened in Chile, but it also relates to a lot of stuff today. But then you get to see a farce because it's kind of a comedic farce in a lot of ways, and like I said, it's just a really good blend. And working with a great set of actors, everybody on stage we've been together like almost 2 years now, so it's incredible.
You say it's a farce, but if you look at politics nowadays, it's kind of like ludicrous. I mean, it is like, how could they possibly say that? I mean, and it's not like, this is not like 1970, I'm talking recently.
I know, no, it amazes me, you're right, that's the thing, it's called a farce, but then you see what's happening today, you go, I can't believe this is happening. So I totally agree with what you're saying, though. But here it's presented in a comedic way, too. So you find yourself laughing at some incredible, amazing moments. So.
Also like the commentary about basically what's the truth. It's kind of like, that's a very philosophical question, what the truth is. But in this particular case, the president tells you what the truth is. You know what I mean? It's like the government, they tell you what the truth is, even if it's not the truth. And it's not the truth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, and here it's the devotion to, I mean, it's the two sides, the devotion to what is right, your inner soul, or what's right for the government, and it's that two sides are battling throughout the whole thing, and that's in Daniel and Jack. They're the two that are going against each other with these ideas, and then the Maria, the maid, is caught in the middle, and you see her go back and forth. So it's like I said, it's a great piece of writing.
Yeah. Well, I loved your performance. I love the way you did, because first of all, you connected with the audience. You were funny, but at the same time, you were in a charming, funny way, in an intelligent, funny way, this is the way the life is, young man. You'll learn. It may seem ludicrous right now, but in a few years, you're going to be me. You don't want that?
Yes, I agree. That's exactly what I was going for. I really was going for the true thing, but and also he can be a charming guy, but it's just deep down. I mean, that scene with the gun, and it's pretty heavy. You hear the whole audience just go, where did that come from? And it's a very strong moment. So.
Once again, love your performance.
Thank you so much for coming out, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Take care.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with Broadway World, and I'm here with
Prisciliana Spadolini. I'm from San Francisco, originally born and raised in the Mission District, and I moved to LA about, 14, 15 years ago, and I hit the ground running with doing tons of theater. I make sure that I do at least one piece or one theater production a year, and thanks to my team, I've been able to do some TV and film as well. Yeah.
Great. And which character did you play tonight?
So tonight I played Maria. I strongly believe that comedy is grounded in truth, and it has to be authentic. And I try to ground Maria as much as possible. She's ambitious. She really wants this dream, and so I use that. I work a lot with backstory. I'm a huge Stella Adler fan, and so I really ground, even if it's comedic. I try to ground my characters as much as possible to make them as real as possible, and so that the performance comes off truthful.
Yeah, I liked your character also because she was very competent, but the world was not ready for her. I mean, you saw people like Margaret Thatcher coming out.
Yeah, right.
You saw Gandhi come out, Indira Gandhi. So the world was kind of doing that. There were great women out there, but the majority of women just were never given an opportunity.
They weren't given the opportunity, and I think for her, because she had for Maria, her character, such a difficult life, having to survive. Survival is her primal instinct, and so this is an opportunity that she gets to have, and so she's going to make sure that she changes her life that way, by doing that.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see humor, laughter. They should expect to see history, our government's history, and how all things played out in Chile, and the cast of characters. We have such a wonderful group of actors. We have Nixon, we have a Kissinger, and then our two leads, Jack and Daniel, are phenomenal. They carry the show beautifully.
Well, I agreed. I really enjoyed it. Basically, it was funny at times. It was intelligent too.
Yes.
If you understood history, civics, but if you also understand the way America works or doesn't work,
Right.
then you'll just love this piece.
Yes. Yeah. You certainly get a taste of history, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Once again, I loved your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Our Man in Santiago will be playing at Theater West from September 24th to October 24th. For more information, go to www.theaterwest.org.